up to the massive, guys. We are finally back again for another reaction on the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up all yourself one time. But definitely jumping by on this here reaction video, guys. Let us get into it right there, guys. Now, guys, what you're seeing on the screen right there is actually a union's protest in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of course. You heard about the wonderful job that Cara did when she whooped the backside. She spanked it. That was kind of crazy, but she beat Anthony after fans in St. Vincent. Dominicans going to another country to vie to see who is strong, and of course Anthony tries to do his thing. Anthony Astafan tried to do his thing, but of course Cara came in and the swooping. You know, like when you give somebody, well, that's another story right there. She make him go in circles, man. Big up Cara Shillingforth right there for what she has done for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She has done great things in Dominica, of course, expanding the boundaries right there. So give this video a thumbs up for Cara for doing her thing right there. But before I get to that, I think we need to get Cara on this particular one. I'll get into this in a moment, brothers and sisters. But there's something somebody pointed out to me right there that I found it rather interesting. This is it right there, brothers and sisters. This is it right there. Before I get into that one, there's another one that I must point out. This is it right there, brothers and sisters. So apparently, this is salmon fillet. $72 for 1 pound. So they don't make no mistake. This is about 1 pound and 1.01 pounds. 1.01 pounds or 1.01 pound. Anyways, brothers and sisters, this is 72.0p pounds. I'm sorry, this is 72.03 for 1 pound of salmon fillet, brothers and sisters. 72.75, Miss Equi. You would think it's a family that there, brothers and sisters, a family of fish. No, that is all you get in. You want, that is all you get in. Miss Equi. I see Pacific there. They must get this fish under the Pacific Ocean. Yes, they get that under the Pacific Ocean, brothers and sisters, for 70 to 75 at IGA. This is in the Nature Isle, the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. Nature Isle, Widget Supermarket, Mesequi, repackaged for your convenience. It repackaged, not true? And then they repackage it for what? 70 to 75, brothers and sisters. You would think that they'll give people a rest, Mesequi. Man have to go and pay 70 to 75. That should not have an expiration date. No, it should not have no type of expiration date. This apparently was on March 3rd, I think. This one came about, if I'm not reading this properly. But it seems like it's March 3rd, brothers and sisters. And of course, it seems like it's still in the store. It doesn't have an expiration date. This cannot expire. 72, 75. That is a fish you have to eat once, brothers and sisters. Once alone you have to eat that fish. And you're good for the rest of the month. The nutrients capabilities of this 70 to 75 salmon fillet fish. That is something else, brothers and sisters. But what do you think that is it, brothers and sisters? Remember the former picture I had? Well, brothers and sisters, look at there. Look at there, brothers and sisters. Look, let me zoom in it for you. Let me zoom in it for you, brothers and sisters. Well, that would have expiration date. It have expiration date. It seems like that is in when? June, July, brothers and sisters. Well, apparently this one need a you know, sometimes when you're thinking of them kind of prices there, brothers and sisters, that's how much pounds. Well, this one looks a bit bigger. This one is the same salmon fillet. I would say salmon fillet, you know, but it has a little French. There is a French fish, a French fish that in the Pacific. So they must have fished that fish under the fishing of the fishing fish. What is meaning they must have fished the fish in the waterfall. So they fish them fish under there. So that is them fish that will give you powers, brothers and sisters. That is them fish that have the supernatural blood of the Most High. When Jesus died, you know, maybe when the rain fell, it has been donkey years, man. The rain fell and washed his wounds, man. Earthquake and the rain fell, it washed his wounds down to the river. So as time goes by, brothers and sisters, the what was on his body was washed into the sea, and it went so far down into the Pacific, the underwater waterfall, brothers and sisters, that when the fishes were swimming, they got some magical powers. Yes, They got that powers, man. And they must have fished those fishes under the ocean. Yes, brothers and sisters, and this is why it's $226 for 3 pound of fish. Yes, all right then. Yes, Lord. All right. Even the plastic you have to eat. Yes, man. You have to eat the plastic too. Like I said in the previous one, them fish you have to cook now. No, man. You open that, you say like how you put your finger on your plate. Well, you eating the fish and you eating the plate too. You even eating the sign. You even eating that logo. The logo probably tastes like bubble gum. I say bubble gum fish, man. Yes, Lord. In the nature of the Caribbean, you don't even, that even boy. We don't do things in that place there. We don't do things in that place there. Yes, sir. Things are difficult in the nature of the Caribbean, but we have $200 and almost $30 fish. $230 fish, brothers and sisters. Yes, man. It's not a mistake that day. It's not a mistake. No. Some of you like to beat me and say, Mystelics is a mistake. Maybe a mistake. So that's not a mistake, no. They say, Queen, I'm not in a restaurant. They say, if you have to put that in a restaurant, we finish. We finish that. The fish will tell you chupol itself. It will tell you chupol for your sake. For your sake. If you think you're not going to be paying probably $500, you can probably go and do trade. I think if you just cook the fish and bring that by Kepings, you can probably get a room for one night. A room is not $500 and something. Cook that, put some seasoning in that. Matter of fact, that don't need seasoning. No, man, that don't need seasoning, brothers and sisters. That fish is very unique. IGA, what are you doing? Well, it's a good thing IGA leave pause more because you have to be paying some kind of prices there. Man have to be eating fish like ice pop. You know them frozen joints? Yes, man. They probably have to pay $10. Frozen joints was 10 cents. But if you have to cut the fish up in little squares and man have to eat, if you have a family to feed, man have to take squares because you have to leave some for the next day. Yes, man. You have to leave some for the next day. You have to eat fish like frozen joints. Boy, look, thing is that place there. Anyways, guys, this is not the video right there. But when they said to be eye checking, no, then people forming the royal donkey this time. Forming the royal donkey, man. Yeah, boy, that fish come from Australia. That fish was swimming with Jeff Corey. Jeff Corey, what is his name? The animal partner. He was swimming with him, man. It witnessed his death. Yes. Yes, Lord. Oh, you do easy in that nature of the Caribbean. You know? Anyways, let's move back to St. Vincent. So St. Vincent people had a protest going on, brothers and sisters. The unions protest.
Unions are carrying out the protest over the government's intention to appeal the vaccine mandate ruling, which was handed down by Judge Esco Henry last Monday.
And it's very interesting that he himself, the government, Ralph was opposed to this thing in the beginning. Ralph was very much opposed to this in the beginning. That's why I tell you guys need to follow the trail. Follow the trail, especially the money trail. Ralph was very much against this, the injection stuff. He was one of the last, I believe, in the Caribbean to implement this. What most likely changed was as a result of me hearing that they were going to give about $400 million to the Caribbean if they push this thing to their citizens. He may have gotten some money as a result of this. And as a result of getting the monies for this, this happened. They forced it on the people. So many people got fired because they're checking in, not putting that is their body. It's interesting when people always talking about abortions and this kind of something there, guys. Where they say, oh, my body, my choice. They say women is your body, your choice. You can do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes into injection now, because the big pharmaceutical companies have a lobbies with the government and sometimes even giving monies to places that they're not lobbying. Hey, they try to do the same thing in Africa, where they try to push the anti-man agenda. And they say, well, if you don't put it, we remove our funding from you. So you can see how the world works, brothers and sisters, if you don't pay attention to it. Money likes to talk. This is one of the reasons why I like Trump, You cannot pay money for Mr. to do nothing for you. He has more money than you and your entire family combined. Where you coming in? Where you coming in to give him? Hey, look, $2 million. Do that for me now. $2 million. Who you giving that there? 2 slap. Come on here. Who you giving that damn a billionaire? $27 billion. That is $27,000 million. Boy, you mad. $27,000 million. You give me $2 million. Who you talking to there? Anyways, so if you can look at how the world works, brothers and sisters, when money is coming in, well, a lot of people will sell themselves short. They will sell themselves short. Even in nature of the Caribbean, you know, guys, they will sell themselves short for the sake of getting money. Maybe I've heard in some places where there are corruption in Africa, some of the places where the Chinese or whoever come in and say, okay, I'll give you $2 million, I'll build a nice brand new house for you and this and that if you do this for me. And they will sell their people just for them to get the thing for themselves. Greed, selfishness. The very great book spoke about these things. Being greedy and selfish. Stop your dirty ways. Learn and stop all your dirty ways. This is one of the reasons why I always say, if man was listening to the book, the great book, a lot of the problems that we have today would not exist. But man believe they are smarter than the book. Oh, that book is an old time book. I don't want that book. I don't want that old book. And then you bring yourself in utter chaos. Look at what is happening where they're trying to mutilate little ones now. And when they grow up, they're saying, boy, what can I do? It is a heck of a thing where sometimes they're even paying you to mutilate yourself, or they're paying your mother or whoever for them to do. They're doing this surgery for you and everything like that. And if you want to detransition, you on your own way. When you realize dysphoria or whatever they're calling it, move from you, and you realize, but that's a mistake. You will think they will help you to detransition. No. You on your own. And you don't think there's an agenda here? In this world that we're living in, brothers and sisters, all you need to pay attention. Look at that. They are out there. This man was against this. I know this for a fact. Because I remember arguing for an individual from St. Vincent, one of the Mystelics family. And I say, how can you say, okay, things are happening in this place? It seems like whatever Ralph do, he's against it. Because when Ralph was against it, he was for it. Now when Ralph was for it, he's against Ralph for being for it. That is so these people are, I can always say, they're unstable, because just because somebody's for something and against something, you need to know where you stand. An unstable mind is unstable in all, not some, you know, all his dirty ways, brothers and sisters. So that is very interesting right there. So most likely Ralph must have gotten some funds and put his people in detriment, not knowing what these things can do, even knowing the statistics. And it seems like the world is blind, especially when the statistics have come out on how much people have been affected. This thing, the injection has taken more lives than the virus itself. That is something. Boy, you mad. Anyways.
In which he said that the mandate of 2021, which required public servants to be vaccinated against the COVID-19 pandemic or disease, was unconstitutional. And
it is. How can you go against man's right for them not to take something into their body? Furthermore, they say if you get the injection yourself, you protected. Protected from who? From what? So if I am protected and that person doesn't want the injection, that person then gives it to me. So what is the point of getting injection in the first place? If I get the injection, I protected myself. No. But if that person don't get it, you tell me because that person don't get it, I will be affected because that person don't get it. So what is the point of getting the injection in the first place? I mean, people don't use their brain. All you use is all the brain. I wear a raincoat to protect myself from the rain. You mean to tell me because somebody outside there getting wet, I going to get wet too? That making logical sense to you somewhere?
We're in capital city Kingston.
So they out there. Let's move on. My tire. I think it's something else that there. It is all that. Sometimes you gotta see some things on YouTube just in case. All of these, brothers and sisters, needs to gain a foothold. It's for the people of good conscience to remain silent. Oh, yep. Edward. Can't remember his last name. Anyways, oh, look at there. Edmund Burke. All right. Yes, brothers and sisters. Yep. For all transgressions against humanity needs to gain, all it needs to gain a foothold is when good people choose to remain silent. All right. At least
what you're looking at here is the Prime Minister's office.
Not they Ralph get a liquor cool wash now.
Which is being picketed by protesters in Kingston.
At least we do see any people there with vests and ammunitions. We do see them come against the people. It is their rightful right to do what they need to do there. Man come to appeal. Yes, man. Good to see all those people there. I wish Dominica was like that. I wish Dominica was like that, boy. Righteousness and justice, yeah, man. Good to see all those people there. The Lord, why is that? The Lord in Zion reigneth, let all the world rejoice. Amen, sister. No appeal without it. Fire upon it. Burn the brutal fire upon it. Pride goeth, but before a fall, humble thyself unto the mighty hands of the Most High Jah over Jireh. Government has what? A heart of stone. Really, they have a heart of stone. What are you voting for them for? It's only when certain situations tend to happen, people come out and say, but I see no good among the people there. I don't see no popo yet. But from the camera down there. No to stay of execution. In appeal, no appeal is morally wrong. What? Maybe I read that wrong. That person on camera. Good among the people there, man. I'm sure it's not just teachers that are there. The unions, well, a lot of people are coming through. But I just think all this is for show. Okay. No to stay off, yeah, you know that an appeal is morally wrong. Okay. Okay then. An appeal and no can completely change a sentence meaning. No appeal is morally, but an appeal is, yes sir. Yeah, man.
Elroy.
So a lot of people there.
So I'm here with the President, Public Service Union, Elroy Boucher, and he's going to give us an update on what's taking place here in Kingston. We are actually in front of the financial complex, the office of the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Elroy.
I personally think all this is just for show. They're just doing it. We so wanted it. We so wanted it. We so wanted it. Blah, blah, blah. But none of that is going to be appeal, man.
What's happening? Tell us.
We're here today because we want to send a strong message to the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance that the workers need to go back to work.
Yep.
That the ruling of the court need to be respected.
I would never understand this in the world. I remember when I used to banter people on Facebook about that whole thing. Banter. Doctors would come in, them Ross doctors would come in, some of them talking, and some new people at learning in school, in medical school, coming and gotcha. No guys have to took by on eh. But one thing with me here is research is very strong. I strong on them things. So when I argue with people, I know what I saying for sure. You can't just come in, don't matter who you be. I know exactly what I saying. And today I was 100% correct with all the information that come out. How did I know this? I simply reading and understanding history, what history has done back in the day, how it repeats itself, what has happened, the way, the pros and the cons, and seeing what actually makes sense. and then listening to people who actually done the studies. When they told people not to do certain things, these people went out and did the very thing that they told them not to do. The reason why they told them not to do it because the information would not have gone out there. These people went to do it, find the information, and they found out the truth. When I told people the truth about the situation, it's like the whole of Facebook, well, probably one or not the whole of it, one or two. But the thing is, they were listening to the experts, apparently. This is one of the reasons why I don't trust the experts and everything that they... Don't get me wrong, you know. I trust the experts to a certain extent. But me as a person who critically thinks about things and the logic behind it, if it doesn't make sense, that means it's not supposed to make no sense at all. It will never make sense. Logic is a very simple thing. 1 and 1 is 2. 1 and 1 cannot be 153 billion. That is what they are trying to push, to make things make sense. And as a result of that, I listened to a particular scientist, a professor, I believe it is, and he says the world, the entire universe is based off mathematical calculations. And I agree. Logic is mathematical calculations. 1 and 1 is 2. I had 2 fingers there, not 2 billion fingers. You're Ted Kalbas. And that is what was happening in this world. Looking at the whole thing bit by bit, piece by piece, I was coming through everything that was happening, listening to what they were saying, and looking at the different peer reviews and so forth and so forth. Looking at what they were saying versus what they used to say back then, and see what is the truth, because they knew, unless there's an agenda where they try to change things. And if you look at what is happening in this day and age, brothers and sisters, you can clearly see that some of the things that they are pushing doesn't make any sense at all. Look at how they're trying to change people's gender. Look at how they're trying to make male, female, female, male. You don't think something is wrong? Ah? You don't think something is wrong? Okay, all right.
We don't have an issue with you appealing, although we believe strongly that it's morally wrong to do so. But when we look at the judgment itself, the aspect of which you...
What if the court... Oh, no, you're talking about... The guys will go back to me. What if the court had said, okay, they're against the people? What if the court had said they're against the people because they are corrupt judges? What about that now? I think what they did was what the judge did was right. Based on the evidence I was presented and saying, hey, this is this, that is that. It should not happen. What has happened across the world where they're shutting down borders should not have happened at all. And look at now, they're looking at the repercussions of people's mental state. Ah, why are you? Why? Ah, you think the world love all you? The world might love all you, but the people in it sometimes don't love us now. They want to do what they want because they feel like they are above. They have monies to do whatever they want. I was going to mention a particular bill person name, but let me leave it there. All right.
They can focus on would not affect the ruling as it relates to the judge making the declaration that the public servants never cease to be public officers, because that speaks to their failure to respect natural justice. She ruled on that. That's not going to be overturned because that's a fact. Nobody.
Natural justice. I like that. Very cool point. Natural justice. Like I tell you, the Constitution is not based off giving people rights, you know. The Constitution is there to remind the officials that the people have a right given by the Father himself. The Father is the one, the creator of the heaven and earth. The Constitution doesn't give people a right. It reminds the officials, it reminds everybody of the rights that people have by nature.
It was actually given a hearing. The Service Commission ceding its authority to the minister. The minister is who actually made the laws that resulted in public servants being fired. The minister doesn't have that authority. So Public Service Commission is the only body that can hire, fire, and discipline. So those aspects of the judgment, we are confident will never be touched. And those speaks to the reinstatement or the fact that the workers never left the jobs. And people are suffering. People are on the verge of losing their homes.
Hopefully they get the back pay for the yeah, man. They need back pay too. It's most likely why it makes sense if the government does appeal. You know, the appeal not going to work, but makes sense that the government appeal to try to save their skin because of the amount of money they don't have to give it back pay. Yeah, man. Fight for the back pay. Yes, sir. Fight for that.
They are struggling to maintain their...
So that Hollywood will not be struggling again. All you know in Dominica. The people are low what has happened to them in Dominica. Look at all of you there. When the people them are walking and saying, guys, this needs to be happening. Just like Wesley. Some of them don't get paid yet. And it had one of them that messaged me. And he wasn't in the work. But messaging me to put information up for you. Wait still, you will see. You will see information come out. Hey, you're not in Wesley work. There's people working. Some of all you to get paid. There's people trying to bring that off. And all you don't show up. Okay. But look them there. All you not Dominicans. All you know Dominicans do all your thing. I'm proud of all you. I think Dominicans should take a couple. What the Prime Minister say? Olive branch, a couple olive branches, man.
Children.
From
I was
all
even
you.
told today some guy had to go. He had to go and build coal pit something to try and make ends meet. Sell coals. I mean, that is going back. You understand? After teaching for some.
That's where they want the people to go. They want the people to go back. As a result of them getting the officials are not getting paid some sort of money by people who don't care about them. It's money people want, not true. How much of us will sell out ourselves for money? How much? How much human beings will sell out themselves? Hey, I'm struggling, but I'm struggling me. But look, they give me $300. Look, they give me $1,000. Look, they give me $10,000. Basically, they give me $100,000. Everybody sell out to me. Everybody saying, no, Mackie, money. I've seen money. Money can't change. Well, I don't think money can change. I remember, I don't think money can change me at all, no? Because I've seen the lives of and some of them lonely. They don't know who to trust. That is a life. That is life, people. Boy, I tell you, boy. Hey, thank God for the boy. I tell you, human beings don't know what they're fighting for. No? And I seen people living a kind of lives there. It looks glamorous until they go home and it's quiet. Even Damian Marley said this in one of his songs. I think it's in Affairs of the Heart. If you listen to that song, you will see what he's saying. Where everybody goes home. At least he has somebody with him when he goes home. Some of them going home in a big mansion. With them alone inside it. Them and a dog that probably, or the mate come in and say hello. Remember Johnny Depp story? Where they're talking about he and the human in a big mansion. How much houses they have and whatnot. He and the girl in the mansion, she decided to defecate on his bed. And it's just them and the dogs that there. We are social beings, we guys.
Many years, or after working at the customs for over 30-something years, it is really not right for the government to punish people innocently the way they have done.
If you say the thing is protecting people, right? Everybody have the right to take it, you know. You have your right to take it. But it was not infringe on other people's rights. They were pushing this nonsense. And these people still not in jail now, boy. Boy, you think you will easy? You think, like I always mentioned, I keep saying that. And if you guys know Andrew Tate has been saying the same thing too. He just come on the scene the other day there. I've been saying that for donkey years. There are two sets of people, the rich and the normal people. The normal people include the poor people. They live by totally different rules. Totally different rules. Remember what was taking place in Epstein Islands? With all the ministers, all these senators and these people that used to go over there. To do what? Not true. Okay, alright. Think the world. I think, okay, alright then.
And they will get the message that being a people-centered government, they need to respect the decision of the court and pay attention to what the people are actually saying.
They should respect the court. They should respect the people. The court is there to then hold people who are violating people. These people should be in court. They should take the government them to court. Violate people's rights.
We hope that they get that particular message.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right.
I like to see that, man. I love to see that.
Prime Minister's office, and they're hoping that with this picket,
So there are different people passing with the horns blowing beep beep beep. I guess they're for it as well.
the government will pull back on the mandate.
You're still trying to keep it, knowing that it has failed. knowing that it has failed. The very people who are pushing these things went from say it was 99% effective, 100% effective. Take 2, oh no, can't take your booster. Oh no, can't take another one just in, oh, can't take another one just in case. And they were planning to give it every year. The people who are smart ones, we. Hey guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. This is pretty much all we asked for this reaction video. I'll see you guys in the next one.